This week, we are joined by the director of the remake of the end of the greatest RPG of all time, Lucas Immanuel. We are Storymoders. This is Storymoders. Hi, intro music, go. Welcome back to the Storymoders podcast. My name is Robert. His name is Mike. And our guest up here, God, I point to the wrong place every single time. Right up here, Lucas Immanuel, director of the remake of the end of the greatest RPG of all time. Welcome in, Lucas. Welcome in. Thank you for joining us.
I'm happy to be here. I have zero regrets about that name, but it certainly is a heck of a one.
I loved in the emails that I got about it as well, like from the PR company. I already had this game on my wish list on Steam for like 2 years, I feel like. But in the email, it was like, the remake of the end, or TEOT for short, and I was like, that's
Trotty Goat, as we all know and love it.
Welcome in, Lucas. Thank you so much for joining us. Mike, I've missed you. You've been out the last couple of weeks. I hope that you've found what you're looking for.
I truly have.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And let me tell you about
Seal for his wedding. Yeah, it's going to be beautiful. Yeah.
Oh, I was going to talk about our Lord and Savior, lore-accurate Jesus.
Lore-accurate Jesus!
Wow.
Yeah. We have one mascot, and it's his Lego.
It's something somebody at work just gave me randomly.
Was it the first time you've ever met this person? They just come up to you, hey, would you like Lego lore-accurate Jesus?
It's like, they rotate through my, through the place I work. So I'm like, all right, like, we see each other enough, but this is like the first time we really spoke.
Oh, that's incredible.
Yep.
Just imagine. Yep. Well, like, we're in Utah, so there's a higher than not chance that there was a picture of the Mormon Jesus on the wall. So now, in my mind, I'm just picturing that Mormon Jesus on the wall, and this person walks around with those Lego in their pocket and being like, that ain't what he looked like, and just pulls it out and just... I don't know if that's the case. If it's not, don't tell me.
Do you think the person actually thinks Jesus was also like a Lego figure, or is that just unrelated?
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of hope they don't think that, but also, I mean, I kind of do. It's just like a fun bit of whimsy.
Yeah. Injected into the world.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of Utah things, Mountain Dew has jumped on the dirty soda train.
What is a dirty soda? I'm not.
Yeah.
So it is
a can of worms.
No, it's such a dumb, very Mormon Utah thing that it's just kind of painful.
Okay.
It is literally the original dirty soda is literally just Diet Coke with sugar-free coconut coffee creamer.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then there are multiple dirty soda franchises in Utah now that compete with each other.
Mm-hmm.
Wow,
Swig,
high stakes market.
Fizz is one.
Mm-hmm.
We had one in my town for like 3.5 weeks called Guzzle. And I feel like that might be one of the reasons why they went down, because that's not an appealing name. This is not an appealing color of Mountain Dew, by the way.
Oh no!
My gosh!
I feel like, man, that is definitely you might need to go see somebody.
It also has a
Either
smell.
Before or after.
Yeah, before or after. Yeah, preferably during, but it's too late now.
Yeah.
Lucas, sorry, just bullshitting about this weird Mountain Dew.
Yeah, actually, I stipulated that if I was going to come on the show, we'd have to start with Mountain Dew conversation. So
it was Mountain Dew talk. Yeah, it was in the contract actually. Very long contract.
Exactly, it was my rider.
Yeah, it was, but it was a long contract, but it was mostly just start with Mountain Dew, and then to reiterate, gotta start with Mountain Dew. I need you to know, page 3, gotta start with the Mountain Dew. And it was just that over and over again. Mountain Dew.
Absolutely.
Wish me
Cheers.
luck.
Good luck,
God.
buddy.
Here's the thing.
Gonna
It's a
miss you.
cream soda Mountain Dew, and I don't even like cream soda. So I'm not going to like this, but I'm,
Yeah, well, enjoy that.
Man.
Not bad, actually. Not bad. Lucas, for those for our viewers, either now or after the fact, who may not know who you are, what you do, what you've made, do you want to go ahead and give a quick introduction?
Yeah, so if anyone's still here after the Mountain Dew conversation, my
This
name's
is not
Lucas.
the craziest thing that we fucking started with, trust me.
Oh, I'm sure.
trust me.
Yeah, my name's Lucas. I am a game designer, writer, artist, a bunch of other stuff. Myself and a bunch of friends made a game called The Remake of the End of the Greatest RPG of All Time. It is a deduction puzzle game in the style of something like Return of the Obra Dinn, set in the last hour of a lost 90s JRPG in the style of something like Chrono Trigger, where players need to use the original game's manual, the director's commentary, clips of an unreleased documentary, and a whole bunch of other nonsense to basically reach the end of the last hour of this RPG that they haven't played any of the rest of it before. And you're kind of the core question of the game is, what is the greatest RPG of all time, which is the mystery you're solving as you go through.
Yeah, and I think we all know the answer. Mike, 1, 2, 3, Kingdom Hearts.
No.
Oh. Kingdom Hearts 2?
It's obviously going to be Kingdom Hearts 4.
Yeah, exactly. When it comes out in 12 years.
Mike,
Exactly.
Mike, just between you, this guy still believes that Kingdom Hearts 4 exists. Can you believe that? What's next? The fucking Easter Bunny? Come on.
Buddy, I got some bad news. Harvey the Rabbit's on his way over to your house.
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh no.
That Kingdom Hearts 4 thing today, where the shit did that even come from? Like, we're watching every company has this big major thing. And then all of a sudden, like, everyone's waiting for Kingdom Hearts 4, and it's just like, we're just going to drop it in the middle of this Nintendo thing. Because why not?
Yeah.
Oh, here you go. Bye.
Yeah.
No more questions.
When they got Sora and Smash Bros, they said you also have to reveal everything on Nintendo Direct now. It's just part of the contract.
You can have
This is
Sora.
just how it goes.
Yeah. You are now our marketing team for Kingdom Hearts.
Exactly.
Oh God.
Mike, what have you been playing lately in the last couple weeks? As I've missed you.
Yeah, I've missed you too, buddy. It's been a lot of Forza Horizon 6, but me and Annie started playing Unravel 2 together.
Ooh,
so
okay.
yeah, that's been a fun one. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Cool. Lucas, I know that you guys just launched the game a few
Yes.
weeks ago, I think, yeah. And I know that there have been like patches and everything. Have you been able to game on anything else lately, or have you just kind of been head down in this?
I've been pretty head down, I would say, basically since the start of 2026. I've taken a couple of breaks to play a couple games that I really wanted to get through. But I've mostly put an hour into them. So like I put an hour into Titanium Court, I put an hour into Forbidden Solitaire. But I have not completed a game in 2026 yet, and I'm looking forward to, once things really calm down here, going back and actually getting through some more stuff.
I completed a game in 2026.
Oh, what game?
Yeah. It was the remake of The End of the greatest
Oh my
RPG of all
gosh.
time. Yeah, it's crazy. I played it for review. Lucas, I don't know if you saw our review that we did. We don't really do scores because, like, who the fuck are we? So I just tried to have fun with it and make it like I was like, what if I kind of do this in universe almost of this whole thing? But then there were like bits where it was me and I don't know. I tried something. I don't know if it really worked, but I had a good time. That's all that matters, I think.
Well, I have not read it, but that's not anything against you. I have promised myself not to read any reviews because I I cower in fear. Even if somebody says nice things about it, I'm just like, I don't want to know.
Yeah.
Just release the game out into the void and tell me if you like it or not.
Well, you know what? Good news. You don't have to read it because it's a video. So, you know.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah. So no reading unless you have subtitles on, which some people watch stuff with subtitles on. That's, their prerogative. Mike, don't judge them. Okay?
Okay.
But what we're going to do, because I don't give a shit about what he's going to talk about here in a moment. Mike, okay?
Yes.
Mike, I'm going to go see my spouse. Can you talk about this whatever this fucking Ocarina of Bullshit remake is while I'm not here? Because I don't care. Okay.
For sure.
Hold on, I'll be back.
Sure. Okay.
Ocarina of Bullshit was a real weird title change, but I guess it'll work.
You know what? Who are we to determine what will and will not sell? Well, me much less so than you. Yeah, Robert is obviously walking away while we talk about the confirmation of the remake of The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. And we got 96 seconds of stuff, background, and a very, I thought it was kind of creepy sleeping Link.
Yeah.
He looked creepy as shit.
You'd think in 96 seconds they couldn't do anything upsetting. You would be wrong.
Right. That is some efficient use of time. Yeah, seeing as how this is going to be on the Switch 2, and I have other dumb esoteric things to spend my money on, I don't think I am going to be picking this up. And the only person I know with a Switch 2 is definitely not picking this up. So, guess I'm just going to have to keep playing the original N64 on the Virtual Console.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
Yeah,
It's
man.
maybe we'll all be wrong. Maybe they'll do some sort of like it's a groundbreaking new, totally reimagined Ocarina of Time, and it'll be something worth playing for itself. But off on the wrong foot if that's the case, for sure.
It really feels like Sonic's Teeth scenario. Just
Yeah,
Hey,
that's
welcome
not
back.
wrong.
I could hear it the whole time, and I was mad. So mad.
What?
So mad. I don't know why. I'm not mad. I was happy for anybody who seems to be excited for it, even though I pity them. But that was today at Nintendo Direct, which they announced yesterday afternoon. Included the Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer, with them just saying it's coming to Switch 2, but no other information. No Disney characters in there, just...
It's everyone's favorite Disney franchise, Tokyo.
Yeah. Well, it's not... actually, it's not Tokyo, it's Quadratum, okay? It's a world inside of Kingdom Hearts.
I'm so sorry.
Okay? All right?
My bad.
Okay? Mike, you have glasses. Can you do
Apologies.
this for me? Because I don't have glasses. Thank you, Mike.
Well,
He's got my back. He's got my back. But what I wanted to talk about really quick, because we just saw
Hold on.
a shitload of... Yes, you do. On this, you do.
I want to hit you with a brick right now. That was terrible.
We had a ton of showcases. We're not going to go through everything.
No.
But I think I asked both of you, like, just a couple of games, like maybe your big highlights. What were you excited to see from any of the shows? What are you excited for, other than all 1,700 games coming out in September?
Oh man. Jeez. No, as I told you, I've been blissfully disconnected from so much of this.
Yeah.
Because, currently a chaotic life. But I mean, I just need to kind of wait for them all to show up and for them all to go on sale at the same time. But the entire new Final Fantasy VII trilogy, seeing Sid and Vincent, yeah, as someone who planned on getting Vincent from the start, because he's an optional character. Like, you don't have to have Vincent. But I'm like, no. Give me the vampire gunslinger. That's what I want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy VII Revelation, I think, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
I still think the funniest option would have been Final Fantasy VII Remake 3. Just totally mess with the order.
Yeah. Remake, Rebirth, Remake 3.
Exactly.
Remake 2 in parentheses, but it's the third one.
Yeah. Perfect.
Because there was
Remake
no remake.
plus one.
Yeah.
Like a fucking Kingdom Hearts game. Come on. I still think like I imagine they probably were like, "Oh, what about Reunion? Oh no, we wasted that on a Crisis Core."
Ah, damn
Port.
it.
Yeah.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah.
That would have been a pretty good one. Did you all see the new game by the developer of Citizen Sleeper, Signet City?
No.
No.
There was gosh, I don't remember what day of the week it was, but there was the like storytelling festival put on by Fellow
yeah.
Traveler.
Yes.
Yeah, that one was awesome, and I mean like I love both those Citizen Sleeper games, and it's was it like a fungal punk CRPG where you're like playing as a parasite that's infesting all these characters. I'm like it looks rad.
Was it Signet City?
Signet City, yeah.
Signet City reveal trailer. Okay. We can pop this up on the screen here from the creator of Citizen Sleeper. Yeah, I missed that showcase. Because that was that Saturday?
I could not tell you.
Yeah.
I don't think I've watched a single one of these live. I've just like looked
Yeah.
at the showcases afterwards.
Yeah, it's just like, yeah, there's this one and this one, and then you look at the list and there's like 20 showcases, and it's like indie
my
games,
gosh.
PC games, future game showcase, story, driven one. Yeah, just
And-
so many. But
Yeah, and it's like you never know where anything's going to show up. If you're a Kingdom Hearts fan, I think the odds that you actually watch the Nintendo Direct were quite low.
I got lucky seeing it live because I woke up at my normal time, which my alarm goes off at 8, and that's when the thing started. And then as I was getting ready, I pulled up the kind of funny reaction stream to it, whatever. And it was right close to the end of it, and that's where the Kingdom Hearts thing showed up. So I saw like whatever the sizzle reel was, and then there was the Kingdom Hearts 3 stuff, and I was like, oh, that's cool. And then it, cut to another, well, it cut to this thing, actually.
Yeah.
And I saw this and yelled, and my dog was scared. So,
Amazing.
yeah. Yeah, Mike, Lucas, any other games that kind of popped out for you?
This is
Mike, go ahead.
for it?
Yep, sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Clutch. Some X-Forza developers are putting together what looks like kind of a cool racing, like, a narrative driving game. Like I just watched the trailer. It looks kind of like you get kind of a mix of a lot of different things. This is something that could be either really good or looked at, a few years down the road as it was a clever idea.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
So,
Yeah, when I watched this trailer, I was like, Mike, I think Mike is going to love this.
yeah, it's one of those. It's like I am genuinely intrigued by it. I'm gonna wait for the day one patch, and then I'll pick it up.
Fair.
But
It's fair.
yeah, so no,
fair.
very curious about it. So
Yeah.
hope it's good.
Could be a good time.
There was a new trailer, because they had a review trailer a couple months back for Sunset Visitor, the 1,000 Times Resist teams,
Yes.
Prove You're Human. That one, I thought the previous trailer looked good, but this one was like, oh, I get what they're going for with this, and I think it seems very interesting.
Oh, God, there is a new one.
Yeah. It seems like they have like some FMV elements, which you guys played my game. I'm a big fan of those. And just generally, they're doing some very interesting stuff. They made a game with basically no animation, and now they're like, okay, our next game is all going to be about you believing the animation of this one character. I'm like, that takes some guts right there.
One of very early on in our podcast's life, we actually had Remy Sue from Sunset Visitor on to talk about 1,000 Times Resist, and we asked him, "What are you guys working on next?" He refused to tell us. Yeah, so
Probably for the best.
yeah, I pitched 1,000 Times Resist times 2 or 2,000 Times Resist.
2,222 times resist.
Yeah.
You got to get as many in there as possible.
All the resists.
Exactly. Yeah, I remember I went to the game developers conference the year that that game won a ton of stuff, and it was just like, what on earth is this game? Everyone was like,
Yeah.
who are these people? Why is this game winning every award? And then it came out, and everyone was like, oh, that was why it won every award.
Oh no, I get it now. Yeah, yeah. I played it when it came out. I think it was one of those ones where I didn't know anything else about it, and like with your game, like I said, I've had it on my Steam wish list for quite a while. And to be completely honest, I think the reason I put it on there is because of the name. And I was like, I don't know what the hell this is going to be, but this seems like a fun name at least. And I put that on my wish list. But with 1000 Times Resist, I think maybe I heard somebody, like maybe Barrett from Kinda Funny, say, oh, I played this game and it's really good. If you like I can't remember because now it's been a couple years, but I tried it out myself and I got hooked. I was like, oh my god, this is not what I was expecting at all, but not in a bad way. Obviously, a really really good way.
Definitely. I think 1000 Times Resist is one of those games that like only ever would have been sold on its word of mouth, because from even the name, I was like, this seems weird. I don't know what the deal with this is, but no, incredible masterpiece of a game.
Yeah, and I'm so excited to play this one too.
Definitely.
Is this the one that you saw, or was this?
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna watch this. I'm gonna watch this later on because, we've got things to talk about.
Sure.
Yeah. Was there any other ones that you wanted to call out? Any other games?
We don't need to go through the whole trailer or anything, but I kind of I'm relying on existing developers I know are good at doing stuff. But the developer of Umurangi Generation has his new game Penguin Colony. I don't know what it is at all, but it looks rad, and I'm very excited to discover what the heck is going on.
Yeah, from the publishers of 1000 Times Resist.
Yeah.
Oh, you get to play as a penguin sliding on their tum-tum. Okay, yeah, I'm in. I'm sold.
Absolutely. I'm sure there will be no deeper themes or additional things to that whatsoever.
Of
empires and gods. That's basically penguins.
Yeah, Oh,
Emperor penguins.
that was a person. That's not a penguin. Oh,
person out of my penguin video game.
Mad now. Yeah. For me, I mean, my biggest one that I once again yelled at, besides Kingdom Hearts 4 today, because I was hoping that we would actually get information. Honestly, by the end of the Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer, with no other information, I was a little bummed. I was like, I'm so glad that we're seeing it, and this is new footage. Awesome. But yeah, it's set in the same place that we've already seen the Quadratum. There was no Disney Worlds that we're seeing. There were no Kingdom Hearts things. We saw the giant Heartless, and kind of that was it. And then not even a 2026, 2027, 2028. Just, it's going to be on Switch 2 whenever the shit it comes out.
Yeah.
But the other trailer that got me crazy hype that I also yelled at, Persona 6 finally got that confirmation.
Oh, very nice. It's true.
Yeah.
That it's a Metroid Prime 4 level, just a logo trailer, but at least it's out there.
But honestly, I was more disappointed seeing Kingdom Hearts 4 footage with no other information than I was with seeing Persona 6 revealed.
That's fair. At least there needs to be no more debate about what color it's going to be.
Yeah. Even though we all knew it was green. It was obviously going to be green.
There's not many colors left.
Like, that was like the one thing that kept leaking over the years, was that the color's green. And people who don't play the games are like, okay, who cares? We're like, it's really important, though, because what's green? I don't know what green is, but it's green. Persona 6, I'm super excited for it. Persona 4 Revival. I don't know if you're a Persona guy. That's a JRPG.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's I think Persona is definitely in the lineage of the RPGs we're riffing on, although much later down the timeline.
Yeah.
I saw recently, I don't know if you all listen to Post Games, Chris Plant. He's got his like whole Persona summer thing that he's starting, where he's like, play a Persona game this summer, and a whole bunch of other stipulation and rules. And I'm very tempted to do so now that I have not got a game coming out anytime soon.
I mean, you know what? I think I didn't hear it from there, but I'm assuming that's probably where the idea came from. I watch a lot of Kind of Funny, and someone on there today or yesterday was like, "Yeah, I heard this thing where it's Persona Summer. Since we're all waiting until September with everything else coming out, like this summer, play a Persona game." And I was like, "Shit, you gotta tell me." I mean, I played all the ones that I want to play. I'll play one again though. I don't care.
Yeah.
You know.
I have not met these folks, but in the local area where I am. Adjacently, the San Francisco Bay Area, there are the developers for the game Demon School, which is like indie Persona.
Yeah.
And so I that has been one that I'm like, I have it in my crosshairs. I want to play it so bad, but I've been very busy making video games. And so that might be the expression of my Persona summer is go plan to play Demon School.
Oh, I highly recommend Demon School. That's another one that we reviewed, another video that's actually the only game that I gave a review score to. Because the video that I did before that one, somebody in the comments was like, yeah, what's the score? What's the score? So for Demon School, we gave it a 69 out of 75.
Perfect scale.
Yeah, you know, there was something with beer. I honestly forget what everything was. It was just put in there for a joke.
Short-lived.
Yeah.
It was a short-lived scale.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm big on Persona. I highly recommend Demon School. It is an incredible game. It is so fun.
All right.
But yeah, Persona 4 Revival I'm excited for, and Stranger Than Heaven. I don't know why Tupac is in there.
Oh my gosh, that was
why
ridiculous.
the fuck not? Also, I was scrolling through like the screen cap that they used of Tupac. I'm looking at that's not Tupac. That's not him.
Yeah, that's like
that's
Pac,
anybody
maybe.
but him.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. I can't remember who I was watching that said it, but it was like, if the next reveal isn't that Tupac is also alive, this is going to be in real poor taste.
Snoop Dogg comes out and he's like, I got one more surprise for y'all.
Exactly.
Just old-ass Tupac comes out on stage. I gotta finish this. Oh, God. At
You
first,
don't
honestly,
have to.
not that bad.
I
do.
say,
It's in the glass. Mike, what am I going to waste
Again.
it?
Yes.
That's fair. Yeah, so that was, that's kind of talk about everything. A lot of stuff happened over the last week with a lot of showcases, including some remake of some old game that people pretend to care about on the 64. Okay. But tonight, we've got the director of the remake of the end. I have to think about it every time. The remake of the end of the greatest RPG of all time. And
yes.
I'm just gonna pull up some gameplay footage of that as we talk about it.
All right. Give it 15 minutes. It'll take a minute to get the whole source in there.
I gotta type the whole thing in. Full playthrough. We'll just start with this. This is Admiral Vic. Like, comment, subscribe. Because I want to just kind of start this video from the beginning, because this definitely is a game that I don't want to spoil for anyone who's going to play it. It's because it's not just it's an RPG and this is what happens in the RPG. No, there's so much happening here that I think even in my video review, I was scared that I was going even a little too far in kind of the things that I was saying, but I was like, I don't want to spoil anything, but I want to talk about it,
Yeah. Understandable.
So, at first, easy question, where did this idea come from?
Yeah. This is a game born primarily of spite. The place that it came from is
I kind of get it. Yeah.
Yeah. And what I mean by that is the place that it came from was I was taking a like, as in the fiction of the game, I was taking a games capstone class, and one of the first things they said to us in this class, which is understandable and good advice, is they were like, you can do whatever you want, just don't pitch a 100-hour RPG. So immediately my
Cowards.
mind went. Exactly. I have 6 months in this class. How do I make a 100-hour RPG without making a 100-hour RPG? Unfortunately, I did not hit the deadline. I'm going to have to ask for late credit, considering it took 2.5 years. But the seed of the idea for what if I just made the last hour of an RPG came from there. And then at the same time, I had been doing an internship at this company that was making like an HD 2D Octopath Traveler type game. Not like actually Square Enix, but they were trying to like do an indie take on it. It's been canceled since I worked there. But I was doing that kind of art for that company, and so I was like, well, I kind of want to keep doing this type of art. What if I just use this style for the game? Well, it can't be the original game if it's got the Octopath Traveler style, because we all know that the greatest RPG of all time, in the very BuzzFeed top 10 RPGs of all time, they're all like RPGs from the 90s and like the SNES and things like that. So it has to be an old game that's been remade. So now it's the remake of the last hour of an RPG. And then, the fact that it was the greatest RPG of all time ended up being, a very funny, bit of a Tenacious D reference, bit of a, I like the idea of basing a game around a question that is like at the level of a BuzzFeed top 10 list, because it's very funny to really deeply interrogate the idea of what the greatest RPG of all time is, because that's like so subjective. Yeah. And so it was like all these three things at the same time came together. And then I had a great idea for a title and worked backwards to what the heck that game should be for the next 2.5 years.
So it's like every once you see those titles and you're like, I feel like I know exactly what this is. And this is that, and then you play it, and you're like, I was completely wrong. Was it always the idea for this to be this kind of puzzle game, or like in the beginning, was it originally just like, hey, this is a class assignment, I'm going to remake the end of this type of RPG, and it's just going to be, hey, I'm jumping into it, you fight the final boss, and you're done?
Yeah, so there was a version of this game that we made in, I want to say, about 6 months. Over the course of the class.
Oh yeah, my spouse just texted me for help. I will be right back, but I am listening. I apologize.
Okay, gotcha. All good. Yes, I will continue. So there was a version of this game we made in about 6 months for that capstone class that was not intentionally designed to be a puzzle game of any kind. We basically had the idea for what if we made this remake, and then we kind of backported it in, okay, well then we should have the manual pages, because that would kind of be included, and it would be fun to do FMV sequences, because it's like almost a Digital Eclipse parody game, so you have these parts of the behind the scenes of the development. And we started showing it to people and having them play, and we very quickly realized, oh, this plays like a puzzle game, because the thing we discovered is that returning to an RPG save file is kind of like returning to a crime scene, because you have all this information that's present in the save file. You have all these things that the person's done that's like the culprit is your past self. And so by making the last hour and just the last hour of an RPG, it basically turns the player into a detective. And it was that revelation about 6 months in that kind of led to how the rest of the game would be designed, and where the game ended up in the next 2 years after that.
Oh man, I'm just amazed. I am amazed that this started off as a spiteful capstone project. This is, again, I absolutely love. This is on my wish list. Has been since I saw it on the little gallery thing where it's just like, we think you might like this. I'm like, yeah, you bet your sweet ass I do.
Right.
Yeah. Oh man. But it's no. So I just saw this and I'm just like, this is made with love. This is made with passion. This is coming from a great place. And now I'm like, oh, you know what? I like this backstory even better.
This is made from the greatest place.
Exactly. And to be fully clear, because I don't want to give them a bad reputation or anything, like the capstone program is a wonderful place. I say spite very lovingly. I'm just the person who, if you give me a constraint, I will instantly think of how can I escape this.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Lucas
that
reads the rule book.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Speaking of that, I mean, we'll probably be kind of jumping around topics here a little bit, but speaking of, you give me constraints, I want to break out of it. I feel like I broke this game, but then I was like, as I'm playing it, but then I'm like, wait, but was I supposed to break it this way? Like, I did this, but I got here, but it kind of worked out, but what did I do? How did you go about thinking, okay, somebody might do this, we're going to have this answer for this, kind of how the puzzle aspect, I guess, and the, I guess, meta part of the game, outside of the RPG itself. How did you approach making the game so you can do as much as you can?
This was actually a big... no, this was a big kind of like design dilemma I had about halfway through the project, where I was faced with two options. Either option A, we kind of changed the game, because like obviously there's a lot of stuff that goes on in this game that is not just explained by what the premise is, but it is ultimately, it's not one of those games that like lies to you about what it is. Like it is really, you're going to play the last hour of this RPG and you're going to have to figure out how to get through it using all these bonus features. And there's more to it than that, but it's not like it ever isn't that. And so in designing it, one of the things that I was faced with very early on was like, do I change the way that this RPG quote unquote should function? Should I put like a tutorial in there, or, how many button prompts should there be? Or like how intuitive should the battle system be in a way that would probably make it like, honestly a better, more intuitive experience for first time players? Or do I keep it faithful to like the bit? Keep it faithful to what that RPG would be if I was really playing the last save file. I mean, one of the things we did very early in development is like we would just go on the internet, we would find save files for RPGs that we hadn't played, we would just boot them up in the last dungeon, be like, okay, how the heck do we beat this game? And let me tell you, not usually a very fun experience most of the time, but it was very instructive into like, what the kind of things that are really confusing about RPGs when you don't understand how they work. And so, as a result of that kind of thing, I was faced halfway through. Do I conform this RPG to traditional game standards, or do I kind of just lean into the bit as much as possible? And I went with the latter. So there are parts in the game where you can do things out of order, or you can like guess at information that you feel like you haven't solved the full puzzle there. And it was all in order. Like we made it so that the game can handle all that, and it's all in order to allow you to basically experience this as kind of like a self-contained, media object. The idea is supposed to be that like there's lots of crazy things that happen in this game, but everything that's crazy that happens with like one asterisk is supposed to be in the game from the very beginning. This was all there. You just didn't know it was there from the start. Yeah. And it's meant that like there's been, I think it's a little bit unfortunate that, our audience for this game is at this like very specific level where there's a lot of people playing it, but there's not really guides getting written for it a ton. And so it's a little tricky if you get stuck. I've accidentally created a scheme to get a lot of people into the game's Discord for if they get stuck at certain parts. But it was either let the game kind of exist as the thing it is, let me get a million emails from people being like, hey, your game gives me all the achievements when I boot it up. What's going on?
I loved that. Like, once they started popping, at first I was like, wait, is this bro? And then it quickly hit me. I'm like, no. I think this has happened to me before when I've loaded up like a save for something on Steam that was like an older one, but for whatever reason maybe the achievements weren't activated. Load up into it and everything's like boom, 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 boom. And as they started popping, I just was laughing. I was like, this is such a brilliant bit for this. So, and then I'm still missing one achievement.
That's fair. You can, it's lots of mystery surrounding the last achievement. But Yeah, things like that, and then like broader structural stuff. It's really hard to talk around this game, but broader structural stuff in this, especially the second half of the game, we left it very open ended, and like the puzzle is intentionally able to be solved with incomplete information because we didn't want to force anybody to like find every little secret or every nook and cranny, but we still wanted to allow for those secrets and nooks and crannies to exist in a way that kind of felt natural as part of the game.
Yeah. Yeah, I very much I enjoyed my time playing it, and there was something that I was going to jump off of what you said, and then my mind went to the achievements.
Understandable.
Oh yeah, I also wanted to thank you, kind of in person, when I was playing this for review, and obviously it's well before any guides were made because it wasn't public yet. And I messaged you on Discord because I got stuck. And Mike and I were hanging out. We were at a tailgate when I messaged you. And honestly, I'd been drinking. And I was like, I'm stuck like in this game. And would it be dumb if I tried to message the director of the game? And Mike was like, go for it. Like, he wasn't as drunk as I was. But yeah, I'm very glad I did, because I got stuck, but I could tell that it was because I was not that smart, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, no, I could tell that I'm like, I'm missing something here that I should that I probably already have, that I'm just not putting two and two together here.
No, and I will say, the standard that I had during development was like, I accept that this is such an esoteric game, people are probably going to get stuck. As long as everybody doesn't get stuck in the same spot, it'll be okay. And so I think it's a very normal thing to get stuck in this game, but I hope at least that most people, when they do get stuck, they get stuck in a different spot than everyone else. And we're working on, there's one spot in the game, there's one puzzle that I think needs like just one more hint. And so it might not make the first major patch, but I'm working on a longer term solution to get that one just a little bit more clear.
Okay. I would ask what that one is, but once again, trying not to spoil anything.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, so, but definitely everybody play this game. It's like I said, awesome. Our review was my review, our review. I don't know how to. It's the Storymoders review. Had a lot of fun. Had a lot of fun making it. Had fun doing the artwork for it, and realized that I do not know what the Super Nintendo logo looks like. That was a thing that Mike and I, because I had an idea for like our thumbnail for the review video, and I was like, oh yeah, it's gonna be like the Super Nintendo logo. And then I was looking online for the Super Nintendo logo, and I was like, what is this? What am I finding here? This is not it. This is not it at all. I texted Mike, or no, Mike was streaming, and I asked him in chat, I was like, do you remember what it looks like? He said, yeah, this, and no. That's whatever. But I do want to not necessarily congratulate, but just like point out the fact that I love that you committed to the bit that this is the end of the RPG, and because when I jumped in, you jump right into that battle with the Chrono Beast, and I was like, I don't know what to do, but that makes sense, because if you jump into a game, especially a game that you haven't maybe played for a long, long time, you try to jump in right at the end, you're skipping everything. You're skipping the tutorials. You're skipping how to learn everything. And I quickly got over the fact that I don't know what to do, so I was like, let's just start trying stuff. Let's start trying attacks on this thing. And then, I didn't win the fight because I didn't have the information from the manual that you pick up throughout the game.
Yeah, I will say, for folks who haven't played the game yet, which I think is probably the majority of people, this is a game that, if the idea of you're dropped into the end of a game, you have no idea what's going on, and you have to work backwards, and every little bit of knowledge is something you have to earn through the game, and that sounds fun to you, then you will probably love this game. If you're expecting like a game that is like primarily narrative, and then like you're just kind of using the RPG as set dressing, no, you do have to work for like every piece of information you learn about how the game functions.
Yeah, and the way that it's done with the like I said, the manual pieces, which, correct me if I'm wrong, I
Mhm.
feel like that may have been inspired by a little game called Tunic. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know if you've
There's a
heard of Tunic. I don't
real
know.
subtle reference.
Yeah.
You know, they say wearing your inspirations on your sleeve, and I,
Yeah.
may or may not be wearing a tunic shirt in half of the game's videos.
I actually had a little line that I had in the review that I cut because I didn't know really where to put it. That was like, a lot of people say they wear their inspirations on their sleeve, but these guys mean it. And then it was like going to be the shot of you wearing the Tunic shirt.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Pasta first time chat. Does this have sprinting and dolphin diving like Call of Duty? Yes, you have to unlock it though. It's a cheat code.
Makes
It's
sense.
not
Makes
true.
sense.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Lucas doesn't actually know about it. I figured out the cheat code myself.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You said you're working on some like patches. Is there? I feel like this isn't really a game that lends itself to any sort of like DLC. But do you have any ideas?
I mean, so for the record, we're not planning on doing DLC. I want to say that right off the bat.
Yeah, I don't want to ask you like, oh, or what are you doing? No, I just
Exactly. Yeah. The that said, like, in a universe where this game had sold a trillion copies and people were begging for stuff, I probably could have come up with something real stupid for DLC. But I think all the ideas that we have to build on this stuff, I have other ideas for other stupid, very meta games, and so I'm gonna be able to take those and bring those into something in the future. So don't, even though I think I've said in the past, like I said on some podcast before even released, that like I had ideas for DLC if it ever came to that. Don't feel like we're gonna all miss out on anything because of that. They will be rolled into future things.
Yeah. I think the next game is the remake of the intro to the greatest RPG of all time.
Exactly.
And it is literally just a tutorial and the game ends.
Exactly. There was a little behind the scenes here. There was we did a Kickstarter for this game, and we were like talking about the different tiers for what would happen if X, Y, or Z amount of money got donated to the Kickstarter. And we were like, okay, but like hypothetical, what if a million people or $1 million or whatever, some ridiculous amount of money, what would we do? And I was like, what we should do is we should make an RPG Maker version of the entirety of the original game, and just like from beginning to end, 100-hour long RPG, totally Shovel Knight ourselves, commit us to doing an entire separate project based off the Kickstarter. But thankfully, we did not ever hit that.
That would have been great, though. I think this fight right here confused me a bit.
Yeah, it's a tricky one for sure.
Like, because I think it was the point of it, with it being glitched and everything.
Yeah.
So the combat system. How did you guys come up with because the idea, essentially, what I gathered from a lot of these fights is like each enemy is really only weak to like one attack that could be from like any person, or like the combo attacks and everything. You can't really do any damage outside of that attack type.
Yes, and so it has like a twofold inspiration. One, there's a similar battle system in. I always pronounce it wrong, but it's the RPG Legend of Legaia, where you can kind of do like high and low attacks, and like you can add different parts of your body to the kind of queue, and so that's where like the RPG side of the inspiration came from. But then it was also this idea of how do we make, as we were leaning into this being a puzzle game, how do we make this as interesting of a puzzle game as possible, while still having it be an RPG battle system. And so the idea of essentially allowing for, these for all intents and purposes, these battles are like combination locks, or the correct code you need to figure out in other puzzle games. I've compared them a couple times to in like Return of the Obra Dinn, where you have to know the person's death, who they are, and get like 3 of those correct in order for the game to be like, okay, yes, you figured it out. And so having there be this kind of very rigid battle system that has these kind of hidden rules that we intentionally design such that you don't realize they're a thing until you get later in the game, allows for each of these encounters to kind of function as a puzzle in and of themselves in a very explicit way. And then the whole like nobody takes any damage, obviously that is a concession to allowing these to function as puzzles and not just, we early on we did let people like, do little bits of damage with other moves, and they would just sit there and they would just spam it until they won.
Yeah.
And so that said, there is an in-game, or there is a in the like story Bible explanation for why this part of the RPG has that. I don't think it ever manifests in the game in a super strong way. There might be one piece of text that hints at it, but there is supposed to be a reason why none of your moves are doing any damage in this specific area.
Okay. Yeah, I quickly realized, yeah, we're not doing any damage here. So I had to figure out what it was. And I'll be honest, with some of these, once I figured out how to damage the enemy and like figured out, the combinations and everything and what like certain clues meant, man, I felt like a genius. Man.
I'm glad to hear. That's the goal for sure.
Mike. Oh, right as I say Mike, he's taking a drink. That's on me. That's on me.
Yeah, of course.
That's my fault. That's
All
my
right,
fault.
it happens. It happens.
Mike, what are your thoughts on just kind of seeing this footage and watching the review that I did? You said you had this on your wish list and everything. Does it?
Yeah.
When do you want to jump into it?
I would. Man, I need to jump into it after at least another paycheck, man.
It's fair. It's fair.
Times be tough. So the belt's
Look
got
out
real
there.
tight, but.
Well, I mean, check Steam. We are a Steam family.
Oh well, all right then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, Lucas.
No, I just.
It's okay.
No,
It's okay.
I will pay it forward. No worries. But yeah, no, this is, man, this feels like something I will probably pick up in July because I'm gonna start streaming twice a week through the end of June. And after I get done with that, I still want to keep streaming twice a week, but I don't want to stop playing Forza necessarily.
Yeah.
So I think this would be a fun one to play on stream. So, yeah. I think that
Lucas,
first long weekend, me just
very nice.
marathoning this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's only like 4 to 6 hours, so I think you'd be able to get it done over a weekend for sure.
Oh yeah.
It's only 4 to
was
6
gonna say-
hours. 17
Oh,
goddamn
my gosh.
hours. I got lost. I'm not a smart man.
No, that's totally fair. That's totally fair. One of the playtesters, I think you might have beat them, but one of the playtesters we had for before launch was they were like, okay, I just beat the game. Here's my recording. I'm like, it's 40 gigabytes, and they're like, yeah, we played for 15 and a half hours or whatever it was.
Yeah, I love playing just the 100-hour RPGs. That's my jam. Every Yakuza game in over the past couple years, the 3D Persona games, I haven't jumped into. I tried playing Personas 1 and then 2 and then 2, could not get into them. But 3, 4, 5, played each of them multiple times. Like that's my shit, if you will. But I like to play those games and look around every single corner, look at every single thing, try to find every single hidden secret, all of that stuff. Yes, Mad Exposure. For real? So, honestly, my 17 hours, a lot of it was, I got to, this area, and I'm looking around, I'm listening to the audio thing, I'm watching, the videos, I'm going around, I'm hitting every cannon and destroying them. We'll see what happens. Like I said, just going around every single corner. I saw this thing that we kind of just saw on screen, had no idea what it was, and then I'm like, oh, let's try to figure out what this is. And there's an hour of me trying to figure out what the hell that was. So it was, yes, I got lost a couple times just trying to figure out, hey, what would my next step be, or what should my next step be? But that 17 hours was just a lot of exploration to look at the world and everything that you guys built. Because this game is, it's the last hour and it's this meta thing, but the graphics look like this looks like a legitimate RPG from the SNES era, you know, remade, because obviously this font is much nicer than what it should be. But
Certainly.
Yeah, it reminds me of the Final Fantasy remakes where everything looks normal, but then that like this font is like this brand new weird futuristic font. You're like, that's kind of odd, but I can read it at least. That's good.
Yeah, it helps.
Yeah. We had a few questions. I don't know if you saw them on the Discord.
I can't say I remember them perfectly, but I did see a couple of them.
Yeah, that is perfectly fine. Let's see here.
Yeah, I think I saw a couple in here, and then I saw a couple in the Discord for the game itself as well.
Yes.
I don't know how much time we have for that, but yeah.
I mean, as much time as you have. That's
okay.
Yeah, it is 8:30 here.
Yes, I might need to wrap up in a little bit here, but I'm down to do at least a question or two.
Cool.
All right.
Awesome. Yeah. So, well, here's actually one that I know that you didn't see, because I posted this in a bunch of different groups here. Our friend OM Jesus Jacob asks, what was the process on the soundtrack of the game?
Yes. Okay, this is me all talking secondhand. I'm not the composer for the game. The composer for the game is the wonderful Kyle Chung. He goes by Koshi on most streaming platforms. You can stream the soundtrack now. It's coming to Steam whenever Steam finally approves my page. And so the process for that essentially was a very iterative. I would send Kyle kind of what the theme of the area was. Usually I'd make the appearance of an area early on, and I'd send him like some GIFs, maybe some screenshots, and a little bit about the vibe that I was thinking might fit there, and usually as well some kind of like reference tracks of like, hey, here's what I think might be interesting. One of the things that Kyle did that I thought was super brilliant, and I do not know how he managed to pull it off, but he was like, I'm going to make every song sound like it is a remixed/remastered version of a song from the original game. And so they kind of like mix in 8-bit sounds with like modern instruments to kind of fill in the background. And I think, the stream right now is on the pirate area. That might be one of my favorite songs in the game. And it's one of those ones that has like a super strong element of that, because it has all these like in the foreground 8-bit sounds trying to make this like very swingy pirate song, but then it also has this like vocal pack in the background for the sounds of the like singing chorus, almost like a pirate shanty or something like that. And it's a little hard to hear in the game, but you can hear it really well on the soundtrack. And so that was that element. And then one of the things that I thought was really fun, I saw a question somebody asked, which I might just answer right now because would be my answer for it, which was like, what is the thing that nobody seems to notice about this game that I think is really fun? And I would like to point out it's in the soundtrack. This is like not a spoiler, but it is like the very end of the game. In the credits soundtrack, it's like a big medley of all the different themes you've heard in the game. But then there's just randomly the last one is a song that's nowhere else in the game because it's just supposed to be from the rest of the rest of the RPG.
To be from earlier on in the game.
Exactly. And so it's randomly this like cowboy song that never appears anywhere else. And so that was a Kyle original, and I thought that was fantastic. And if you look at the soundtrack as well, like we have both a remix and a reprise that don't have an original and things like that. So there's good stuff.
Is the soundtrack up on Bandcamp?
I don't know off the top of my head. It's on all the streaming platforms for sure. Okay. If it's not on Bandcamp, it'll be on there soon. It's the streaming stuff with music it's weird, so it takes a minute to get everything up.
Let's take a look here. Yep, yeah, questions here. This is from your Discord, from the greatest. What is the greatest RPG? Discord. This is Harmon. In there says, what was the most personally challenging part of development?
Oh boy. I think the hardest part. So, as I mentioned earlier, this was a game that started from a class project that kind of we did too well at the class, and so then had to do a bunch more work. And I think it was making that transition, specifically the big push we had because we got in March of 2025, we got accepted into the Future Game Show, which was incredible. The Future Game Show gets seen by so many people, and they gave us like one of their free indie slots, and so that was awesome. And we were like, we need to announce something here. What should we announce? It's like, I guess we should announce that we're doing a demo. And let me tell you, when that aired, we did not have a demo done. And we announced the date that was a little over a month after when that aired. And until about a week before, we did not have a demo done. And so there was this huge push we had to do in March to like, it was in the lead up to March, and then from March to April, we launched the demo on like April 22nd, something like that. And that was definitely the hardest part of development, because in the class and like in putting out trailers and doing the Kickstarter, we were able to kind of like allude to a lot of how the game would work and like build up systems slowly and think about things very abstractly. And then suddenly the game needed to like exist. It needed to have gameplay that you could play on your own computer at home. And it was a lot more effort than I think any of us realized, because we've never done anything like this before, to get from point A to point B on that. And in the future, I would probably want to be like revealing a game when it is in the state that it was in when we finally got that demo out there.
Yeah.
But it was just the nature of like, we didn't even like have an official reveal for this game. We just put like a trailer up on my random personal YouTube channel as like okay, we finished the game for the class, let's send it out there. And then we got reposted by some magazines and we're like, oh no, I guess people actually want to play the game now. And so suffering from success for sure.
Yeah. I'd ask, what your reaction is to the reaction of people, but you said you try to avoid all the reviews and everything. So
I try not to read any reviews. I have a good impression, and I've been sent, some highlights by folks. My understanding has been that it is exactly what I thought it was going to be. That we are a game for a very specific person, and if you're not that person, then it might not be something that's your cup of tea. But if you happen to click with it, I think you'll really like it. Which sounds like a way of hedging, like, oh, our reception's been bad, but I'm gonna still say it's good. No, we've had a very nice reception.
Oh yeah.
I think we got over 100 reviews. We're like very positive on Steam right now, and. Some very nice people have said some very nice things about this game, and so I'm very thankful for anyone who's ever said anything on the internet about this game. I just might not read your review for a couple months.
Totally fine. Once again, video, no reading.
Exactly.
Yeah. Let's see, Miss Juniper, who I think is very social in the Discord. What is something?
Yes, a mainstay.
Yeah, mainstay. What is something you really like about the game that you don't see many people talk about?
Yes, that was the question I mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
I'll take the opportunity to say another one that I think is fun, that it's adjacent to a spoiler, but I will avoid the spoiler part of it, which is that there's a lot of fun wordplay, I think, with the title. There's one that kind of comes up in the end, which I won't talk about. But I was very proud of, and I don't think because it's so many words, people even realize it happens, that the name of the documentary about why development went so bad was called, in contrast to the remake of the end of the greatest RPG of all time, the end of the remake of the greatest RPG of all time. And so it's about the ending of the development of the remake of the greatest RPG of all time. Well, the game is about the end of the remake of the greatest RPG of all time.
I was going to ask something that might be too spoilery. So honestly, I might ask you after we're done. Yeah. If it is too spoilery, just say yes or no. I don't know. How many clips of that documentary are in the game? I don't know if I found them all.
Yeah, okay, that's a good question. I think, depending how you count, there's like 6 main ones.
Yeah, I'm not good at counting.
Yeah.
So
there's 6 main ones, but then there may or may not be other things you can find that kind of feed into the system.
Okay. Perfect. Good enough. From our Discord here, I asked in there. It's like, hey, we've got Lucas on to talk about this. First reply was from Samson. Said, "Hold up, this game looks sick." Samson, it is sick. But also had a few questions. What? Let's see here. Oh, this is actually a good one because Mike mentioned, maybe streaming this. As a developer, how do you feel about people experiencing a full game through streams, especially when it could affect how others experience the story?
Yeah, that's an interesting question. I mean, generally, I am not depending on this game to live, and so I'm always super thankful when people buy this game. But I would always rather somebody experience this game in one way or another than not experience it at all. And if somebody has to, experience it through somebody else streaming, I mean, even if they pirate the game, I'm just glad that, the thing that I made is something that people were interested enough to even take care of. Obviously, I'd rather everybody buy the game, but, that said, with this game particularly, I will warn anybody who's planning on watching it on stream. You probably won't be able to play it yourself afterwards because it is a knowledge-based game. I mean, I think with how much we've been trying to avoid spoilers, that might be kind of apparent. But it is going to be hard to enjoy if you know what's going to happen. And so, if it seems like it's something up your alley, maybe give it a shot. Steam has a two-hour refund policy. If you play for an hour and you're like, this isn't my cup of tea, then you can refund it. I won't be mad at you.
What about the handsome antagonist?
Oh, I think I know the person who is currently messaging in your Twitch chat.
Pasta Pig.
Yeah. Who could it be? Yes, the wonderful actor / antagonist for the game, who I will not discuss in detail because I think his entire existence is a bit of a spoiler. Is very very talented thespian there.
Wait, is it who I'm thinking of?
Possibly. This is the character who kind of comes to the forefront halfway through the game.
Okay, I think so. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Phenomenal job.
It's good work. It's good work. I'm fairly certain the person who is messaging in your Twitch chat right now may share a certain connection to that person.
Well, welcome in. I think I mentioned their name in the review, but once again, I was trying to make it just kind of almost in universe. In my mind as I was writing it and editing it. I don't know if you can't really see them all. I love wrestling, so I was like, I'm gonna kayfabe this. This is gonna be a
100%.
kayfabe review. So,
I found that's actually been one of the hardest things about release is trying to keep up kayfabe in certain contexts because I tend to be a very honest guy and I'm just I want to talk to people about stuff and I'm no, I got to make sure I keep up the illusion.
Yeah. And how much? One question that I had with some of the and you know what, I'm not going to ask because that once again avoiding any sort of spoilers for anything behind the game.
I also want to flag real quick that I probably want to get out of here probably in the next 5 minutes. If we
totally
have
fine.
One more question.
Yeah, let's do one more. Actually, that might be a big one here. We can do this one. This is also from Samson. What has your experience been balancing creative vision with budget constraints during development?
Yeah, I mean, I think from the explanation of where this game came from, you can kind of get a sense of this. But this whole project has been what can we do with what we've got? Over let's have this crazy vision and try and figure out how to do it. The style of the game came from this is what I know how to do. I know how to do pixel art and I know how to do very simple 3D shapes. Yep. What can you do with that? You can do HD 2D style. Okay, we want the story to be kind of this meta story about the developers of this fictional game. Well, what can I do? I'm a college student. I have access to college, lecture halls and to college-aged people. All right, let's just make it a story about some college-age students doing this thing. Yeah. In one that I will definitely not spoil, but we got accepted into a certain event, and that influenced where the game goes in the end, because we were we're in this thing now. We have to figure out how this becomes part of the game because it would be too much of a waste not to do that. Yeah. And so all of this came from. What do we have access to? What do we have time for? What do we have the ability to do? How can that become a game? And so we never felt limited by that as much as we were always trying to build on what we had.
Yeah. Awesome. I had one other question, and it's because I didn't know how to pronounce it. Gluchka games? Gluchki?
Oh, yes.
How do I pronounce that?
Yeah, so it's pronounced Gluchki. It can be a little bit confusing because our press releases say Coin Drop Games / Gluchki Games. If you're trying to find anything about us, just look up Coin Drop Games. Gluchki Games is kind of the actual name of the company that I have that produces my games, and Coin Drop Games is the team that made this game.
Okay.
And so I need to have a legal entity in the state of California in order to be compliant with tax codes and all that good stuff.
Fair enough.
But most of the time when you're looking for stuff about us, Coin Drop Games is where you should go.
Perfect. Well, Lucas, we can we'll wrap up here. We can let you go. Last thing you wanna tell anybody or everybody, other than everybody buy the game. Buy the game. Go buy the game.
He stole my bit. Obviously, this whole game has been a scheme to get more people to follow me on Blue Sky, and so you go follow me there. You can just look up my name, Lucas Immanuel. I think I show up, or if you just look up the name of this game, I think I'm also the only account there that has anything to do with that.
I think if you type in the name of this game on Blue Sky, it's that's not it. Come on. Try it again.
Yeah, exactly.
Too long.
Yeah. I've discovered the secret word counts of many different platforms. On Twitter, the account for this game has the clock emoji instead of the word time because I ran out of characters.
Fair.
But yeah, follow me there. We're not this game is not. It's not like Yacht Club Games where they had that recent article of we need to sell 200,000 copies to make the next one. We're gonna be back. You can follow a Coin Drop Games on Steam. We have a Steam curator that'll tell you when we make the next one. I already know exactly what it's gonna be. So look forward to that in 2029. Yeah.
That's Kingdom Hearts 4 is what he's working on.
Exactly.
Right there. Yeah.
That's 5. Gonna get ahead of the curve.
Yes.
There it is.
Yes. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Mike. I love you.
Luke.
You streaming this week? Next week?
Yeah. This week and a lot next week. So
Perfect.
just find me on social media.
Yeah.
I've got some stuff to drop.
Yeah. And we will see you all back here next week. Lucas, once again, thank you so much for joining us. I'm
Thank you for having me.
The intro / outro video, and then we'll probably drop a rating. But thank y'all. Here's some pop punk music. Maybe.
Yay.
Nope, there's no pop punk music because I'm on the wrong screen. Now there's some pop punk. Ha ha!
Hey, there it is.